Let's see if I'm live. Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to chime in. One second. Hello. Still going to wait for a few more people to chime in if that's okay. All right. Hello, ladies. I hope you guys aren't going too crazy with what's going on here. All right. So today I'm going to be discussing the Jewish perspective on what's going on with COVID-19. And I'm going to do my best not to mention the name of the virus because, as we all have grown into knowing that energy has influence, so the more we say its name, the more we give it power. So I'm just going to either partially call it COVID or virus. Hopefully you guys will understand. So the whole point of me going live, I'm not here to settle anyone's fear. Oh my God, with what's going on, is it the end of the world? I'm not going to be focusing on that as much. I'm going to be focusing on the main points, which is the vision that I had that was back in December. What is it? I'm referring to the virus in itself, why it's here, and what's the lesson that needs to be learned. So I'm going to go into detail about the vision that I had back in December. I think it was mid-December, like December 11th. And my vision started like this. The first part of my vision, I saw a continent that looked very similar to the United States, but without the Florida Panhandle. And I saw the borders of that continent go up in flames. And it started from the border and it slowly started its way in. After that vision of the fire on the continent, the next thing I saw was screaming and panic. And then right after that, I heard no flights are going to be coming in and out. Everything is going to be on lockdown. And right after that, I saw blindness. And I'm going to be getting into every bit of detail, with my vision. And then after the blindness, I saw war within brothers, and then the ultimate war. Now, when it comes to visions, everything is still, it's considered a possibility. It's never set in stone. No one is Moshe Rabbeinu. So when anyone receives a vision, it's a possibility of it coming about. It doesn't have to come about the way that it's being seen. So when it comes to the continent that was on fire that I saw back in early December, a couple weeks later was on the news, Australia was up in flames. And when that came about, I was a bit shocked, that I saw it a few weeks prior to it happening. And then I'm like, okay, so if this one came about, the others are probably going to come about as well, thinking that there's some time to it. I didn't feel any pressure with time or whatnot. When I heard the screaming and I saw panic, with people running everywhere, I didn't want to believe that it started happening that soon. I honestly thought there was a lot of time for it. So the panic and the screaming started when this whole COVID started breaking out and people started hoarding and people were in a panic, literally. And if you were to go to the markets, you would see people, they're running around like they're chickens with their head cut off, trying to get whatever they can as if it's like the end of the world, even though it kind of is, but anyways, right after the panic, and the panic started to stabilize a bit. The part of the vision that came about was the no flights in, no flights out, things are being grounded. And that happened very closely to right after the panic has started. And I'm starting to think to myself, okay, whoa, is this it? Like, are we going to be expecting this war that everyone's talking about? Thank you, honey. And always I put my visions on the back burner, but I don't think I could put my visions on the back burner anymore. So, right after the blindness, I'm seeing that happen right now. People are not waking up. They're not, there's warnings going out with this virus, don't be in social gatherings, don't, be isolated. No, a lot of people are not listening. A lot of people, they think that it's kochi bo'otzem yadi, which is like, my strength is in my hand, not in Hashem's. This is the blindness that I've been seeing. And it's very saddening to see all of this unfold. And I'm not going to get so much into the areas where I saw the war within brothers and the ultimate war, because Bezat Hashem, may that not come about. But I will discuss a little bit of what I saw and what we need to avoid in order not to be caught up in that. Thank you. Sorry, I needed my second cup of coffee. Okay, so before I start going into the aspects of COVID-19, with what I just mentioned right now with my visions, does anyone have any questions on that aspect? I'll wait a few minutes for you guys to type it up. Okay. So if you guys are typing up your question, and I'm already gonna start explaining in detail what exactly is the virus. So if I see your question, I'll write it down and I'll address it as soon as I can. So what is this virus? Why is it here? And what is the lesson that we need to learn from all of this? So this virus is, from what I understand, I think the only one, if not one of the very few, that doesn't have a vaccination for. And why is that? Many Rabbanim have specifically stated that this is Hashem's hand. It's Hashem's hand because only Hashem can control what this virus does. As we can tell, at first they said only the immunocompromised, or old can get affected. But we learned shortly thereafter that this virus does not discriminate. It takes whoever, whenever. So what do we need to learn here? Why is it here? What's the lesson? If you look at all of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The precautions of the virus itself, a lot of them have to do with Jewish law. And I'll explain. They state that we have to wash our hands for 20 seconds. We have the concept of doing Natilat Yadayim, right? They say that we need to do social distancing. Social distancing with that Jewish law, that's like equivalent to being shomer nagia, being modest, preserving your personal space, your inner beauty. Covering the mouth so the virus doesn't get in. We have a Jewish concept on that as well. Not speaking Lashon Hara. And not only that, saying tefillot, tehillim, praying. A lot of things with this virus are connected to Jewish sources. Like I explained right now. I know there was one or two more. Let me just remember it. There was a social distancing. There was the touching. There was not touching the mouth. Being isolated. Why dafka with this virus we have to deal with isolation? Why do we need to be isolated? So Rabbi Meir Eliyahu, he's one of the very big Israeli rabbi that I listen to. And he did a gematria of the word bidud. Bidud means isolation. And it came out to the same gematria of the name of Hashem, the Yud Kei Vav Kei. So how is bidud connected to that? So he said that whether if you have it or not, everyone is in bidud. Everyone is in isolation. Whether if you have the virus, you're in isolation in the hospital. If you don't have the virus, you're still in isolation at home. What is the isolation for? So because it has the same gematria as Yud Kei Vav Kei, we are meant to focus on our internal relationship that we have with Hashem. That's what it's bringing us to do. To focus on our internal relationship that we have with God. Many are asking, when is all of this going to be over? I don't know if anyone could state a specific date when it's all going to be over. But I'm going to tell you what I feel. This is not something that rabbis have said. But I feel that around Pesach time, or right after Pesach, is when a lot of this is going to calm down in a way. And I'm saying in a way because a lot of things in Shamayim are very much still in limbo. And things are in limbo because they're waiting for our tefillot. They're waiting for our davening. They're waiting for us to cry out to Hashem. We have rocked the heavens with our tefillot and with our prayers. A lot of people have, Baruch Hashem, been able to snap out of the virus, but it's still not enough that we need to really rock the heavens. So going to the point where, how did this virus come about? There was a famous, I don't remember which rabbi did the gematria of this, but there was a famous picture that was circling around. And it was the gematria of corona and the gematria of Ever Minachai. Ochel Ever Minachai. Ochel Ever Minachai is someone who eats the raw flesh. So I know that was taken from one of the parshas. I don't remember which ones, but I'll try to find the picture of the source where I saw it, and I can post it in the comments after the video. But this virus came about because too many people in this world eat Ever Minachai, those that eat the raw flesh. Raw flesh meaning like meats that are treif, or what they've been doing in China, eating the bats. Now, how does all this come into play when it comes to Mashiach? We all know, it's written in the book of Ezekiel, the war of Gog and Magog. What is it? There's been many speculations of what Gog and Magog is, what's going to happen during Gog and Magog, who's going to survive, who's not going to survive. I can answer only this question. In order for Mashiach to reveal himself, he's already here, but in order for him to reveal himself, the world has to go through a cleansing. Now, with this cleansing, there's two ways that you could look at it. A cleansing is a cup that's half full of water. Now, you could look at it either half full, or you could look at it half empty, but it's your choice what you want to focus on. You can focus on the bad that's going on around you, or you can step out of the box and focus on the good that's going to be happening. That choice is going to be yours. I personally look at pretty much everything with a cup half full. Life becomes a lot easier that way. So, yeah, I notice all these people perishing. It's really sad. It saddens me. We try every day to read Tehillim and to storm Shamayim, with tefillot and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm looking at all of the positive that has been coming out of this. Doctors who have not believed now believe that this is the hand of God and that God is the only one that they can turn to. Very big, top-notch people who never had the word God in their vocabulary now have the word God in their vocabulary. This is a revolution. This is something that's so different. Our world as we know it is changing. And there's always this little tiny phrase that we say in Tefillot. Hopefully you guys know this one, but it says, Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. Renew our days like it was before. And I think we also say it on Pesach. Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. And that's what Hashem is doing. He's letting us have a taste of what it's like to live a life of simplicity, of purity, of connection to spirituality. All non-essential stores are closed. A lot of things are closed. He's disconnecting us from the physicality of this world so we can focus on our inner spiritual beings. And when we utilize that in the correct way, we see the beauty of all of this. And that's what Hashem is looking for us to find the beauty within what's going on, for us to take the good and separate it from the bad. You know, it's been like that even from Sefer Bereshit. You know, I'm not sure if you guys remember with the Zera Shimshon class when I was discussing Bereshit, but Hashem is not all about din. This world cannot live only on din. It has Rahmanus too. What we need to do here, we need to understand that the lesson here is reconnecting with Hashem, focusing on our emunah, because what's going on right now, only God has control over the situation. Only God can control who's around, who's going to stick around, and who's not. It's just Him. And we need to shift our focus to that. That's what Hashem wants us to learn from all of this. To learn to trust Him, to know that He is in control of everything, and chesed. Emunah, tefillah, and chesed. What else has this virus helped us as a Jewish nation do? It's been helping us worry about our neighbors. You know, do you need anything? Do you need me to go to the store for you? You know, this unity, this chesed that we do with one another, praying for people that we don't even know. This is the chesed that Hashem is looking for. Giving up our own, not giving up, but like stepping out of our own bubble and caring for others. Just like Hashem has mercy on absolutely everyone. It says even on the biggest Russia in the world, Hashem will have mercy on that Russia if he decides to do tshuva, even on the last second of his breath on his deathbed. Hashem will still accept him. Why? Because he's full of mercy. I know a lot of this is very hard to take in and to grasp and whatnot, but sure, the virus out there is scary. But Hashem is more powerful than that. A lot of things in this world are tragic. But I have a habit of stepping out of the box and trying to look at the bigger picture here. And I think the moment we all learn to step out of the box and look at the bigger picture, we will see things very differently. Does anyone have any questions right now? I know some of you have questions, so I'm going to wait till one of you types up a question. All right, so let me ask you this. Have you guys understood the point that I was trying to get across? Are you guys able to comment? Is anyone able to comment? Because I don't know. Okay. So I hope I was able to answer questions that you guys weren't able to ask, because I'm not seeing any questions being typed up on here. What was that, sweetie?
Sasha texted me, and I have to ask her for something about Pharaoh's idol now.
Okay, well, I can't deal with that right now.
Okay, then look, I need my phone for studies.
That's fine.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, since I'm not seeing any of the questions popping up on the comments, I apologize. You guys can feel free to ask me the questions, I guess, afterwards. But just understand what the main point of all of this is here, why Hashem brought all of this about, what Hashem is expecting from us. Is to have the emunah, the tefillah, and the chesed. Okay? So if anyone has any questions, you guys could message me afterwards, and I'll address it. I'm not sure why comments aren't coming up. All right, and if anyone joined the class that was a little bit late, I'm going to be posting this to the group wall, and you guys can rehear it as soon as it's posted. All right. You ladies have a wonderful day.